Hey everybody, happy Sunday. And if you couldn't already tell by the title, today's video is the 7 stages of being a beatlemaniac. Stage 1, the discovery. Now, this stage is where little naive beatlemaniacs to be discover the Beatles for the first time. This could be in a song, it could be in a newspaper, it could be on the television, in an interview, on the radio, technically anywhere where you hear a Beatles song or the Beatles mentioned. Now Shams, you know how you were surprised when I flipped the vinyl and there was music on the other side? Well, I'm going to upgrade you from that and from Hannah Montana. I am going to upgrade you to one of the best bands. Now, no, I'm not talking about Led Zeppelin or Black Sabbath. I'm talking about the Beatles. Beatles. Okay. You're going to love them. So, well, shows how naive I was. Stage 2, to Beatle or not to Beatle. Now, this is a stage where we're confused on who's who and which voice belongs to which bass and what their names are. I guess, and we're still learning songs. And when I was little, I always knew who John and Ringo were. They're my dad's 2 favourite Beatles, and I always knew John because Dad always talked about John, and I knew Ringo because, Thomas the Tank Engine. I always got Paul and George confused. I always forgot who was who and which voice belonged to what. And I also thought John sang every song. Thankfully, I grew out of that. Stage 3, the researcher. Now, this is where you're still learning and you search for pictures and you search about them. You're not so into the Hamburg days yet, but you're learning about Beatlemania and the effect they had on the world and music. Stage 4, the guilty pleasure stage. Now, this is where you are technically a Beatlemaniac at this moment, but you're too shy to show it and you're not exactly sure if it's going to be socially acceptable. And technically this is where you have thousands of pictures on your phone of them and of their later careers and the early days and all that stuff. You read and you may write fan fiction. I read it, but I never wrote it. You listen to them on a daily basis. Instagram and other social medias are your platform for Beatles photos and Beatles videos and YouTube and stuff like that. But you don't tell anyone because you're still kind of scared that you like something that's old and vintage. Careful, look. You don't have to look, but it'd be nice if you did. I have to share this with someone, and you're the only one here at the moment. Stage 5, the slightly breaking free stage. Now, this is the stage where you start to talk about them. Not full on, but you start to talk about them and bring them up in conversations. These conversations about the Beatles might not last exactly a really long time, but you feel so excited and so enthralled that you got to speak about them because you've been holding in all this emotion and it's finally coming out. Stage 6, the full-blown Beatlemaniac. This is where you just don't give a shit about who's listening or what is happening. You will talk endlessly about the Beatles and you think it's absolutely wonderful. And this is a stage where people get completely and utterly annoyed at you for mentioning them. This is where anything and everything about the Beatles is all you care about. It's the posters, it's absolutely everything. And to be honest, this stage never really goes away. Stage 7, the controlled stage, or more like half controlled. You've learnt to dial down the Beatlemania so it doesn't annoy people as much, but you're still the same old Beatles fan as you were in stage 6. I think I'm probably at stage 7 at the moment. It's still a huge part of my life, and this is the stage where you just kind of are chilled with the whole Beatles experience. Even though sometimes you do go a little bit nuts if you hear a song or you see a photo that you haven't seen before. This channel is a way of expressing our feelings for the Beatles. This is our outlet. This is where the floodgates open and everything just rushes out. So that was the 7 stages of being and becoming a beatlemaniac. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Comment down if you related to any of the stages or what stages you go through or what stage you're up to. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys next Sunday. This is Cheyenne signing out.